Hey guys, today I'm filming a first impression on the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation Stick and Brush. I did receive these for free from Influencer for review purposes. If you guys have yet to sign up for Influencer, I'll have my link down below, and you do not have to be a YouTuber to receive products from Influencer. All you have to do is link up your social media accounts and you will fill out random surveys, and if you are chosen, you'll receive free products like these to test out and review on your social media. It is very simple. I have gotten to try out a lot of really awesome things that I never would have purchased with my own money, like this. So more on this foundation. It is a foundation stick. It retails for $46. You can purchase this on Sephora.com as well as a couple other retailers. This does come in 26 shades. I'll have them all listed down below with their color descriptions. I think that is a fantastic shade selection. From how it seems online, there are a lot of shades for fair, medium, and deep skin tones. At the time I filled out this survey, I had a really hard time choosing my color because PR samples had not been sent out. There were no swatches, no sneak peeks, so I believe the shade I have is too dark for me. We'll see, but I definitely think it's going to be too dark. I chose the shade Linen. And it is some really nice sleek packaging. Just this really pretty brown, Hourglass brand in gold, the shade names on the bottom. So you just pull off the cap. And this is what the stick foundation looks like. It's really unique looking because it is that triangle shape. And I'm definitely going to be interested to see how this gets around my nose, between my brows, places like that. I feel like it will be really easy to apply this way, and I think that just looks super unique. And the Hourglass Vanish foundation brush also retails for $46, which is very expensive for a foundation brush. I'm excited to try this out today. It looks like this will be really great for buffing the foundation into the skin. So now I'm going to read you the claims from the influencer info card. It says the features and benefits for this foundation: double the amount of pigment versus traditional foundations for instant full coverage. The formula adjusts to body temperature to blend into the skin for the smoothest, most seamless finish. 12-hour long wearing waterproof formula, available in 26 shades, high performance, PETA approved foundation brush designed with the ideal shape, density, and texture to achieve the most seamless finish. And their tips for application say to prep the skin with the Veil Mineral Primer. I don't own that, but I've heard amazing things about that, especially for oily skin. And then it says apply 2 to 3 dots of Vanish to each section of the face, forehead, cheeks, and chin. Start with less and add more as necessary. Formula is highly concentrated. Buff in with the Vanish foundation brush in tiny circular motions for the most seamless finish. So now we're just going to jump right into the demo. Put 3 dots on each area of my face. I'm going to do 1/2 of my face at a time so we can see the coverage. And I'm already applying more than it said, but oh well, it's just how I do. So now that we have that dotted on one side of the face, I'm going to go in with their brush and just try to buff it into the skin. I don't know. It's blending pretty easily. I think if I had a primer on underneath, it would just help the brush and the foundation glide onto the skin better, but it is still blending out pretty easily. I actually think the color doesn't look too bad. We'll see once I have it on my whole face. So there is 1 layer of the foundation versus no foundation. I feel like this gives light medium coverage right now. I'm going to apply a second layer and see if it is buildable. Let's hope so. This is super quick and easy. I actually never have really liked foundation sticks, but this one is just gliding on it so easily, and it's super easy to apply, and I feel like it'd be really easy to touch up with this as well. So here is 2 layers of foundation on this side versus no foundation. I feel like this does give nice coverage. I'd say now it's medium. I might be able to build it further, but I'm actually okay with how it looks. So there's 1 layer on this side. I'm going to go in and apply a second layer just so the coverage is even. So here's what 2 layers of foundation looks like on my skin. I feel like it looks really natural. It does give good coverage, but not uber coverage. I can still see a tiny bit of redness, but mostly I can just see my freckles. I think that is really pretty. I really like the finish so far. It is slightly dewy. So what I am going to be doing now is concealing under my eyes with the Boo Boo Cover Up Concealer, and I'm going to set my face with the RCMA No Color Powder. That will not help keep me matte. That will not give me any coverage. I just needed to set my skin. I always set my skin, and this feels slightly tacky, which I can't stand, so I want to have it completely powdered down, but that should not really affect the wear time. Right now it's 9 a.m. so I will be checking with you guys throughout the day to see how this holds up. So guys, I'm back for my first check-in. It is 1 p.m. so I have had this foundation on for 4 hours. So as you can see, it does look pretty good. I definitely am shiny on my forehead and on my nose. I actually started to get oily on my nose after 2 hours, which is not that good. I mean, my nose is the oiliest part of my face, but that is pretty quick to get that oily. I also had the foundation wear away on the sides of my nose, but that's definitely due to the fact that I have been blowing my nose today. So I am oily, but it isn't to the point of greasy yet, so we'll see how long it takes to get that greasy and gross. I did want to let you guys know that basically as soon as I started to apply the rest of my makeup, I noticed that the foundation had settled into the wrinkles on my forehead, which does tend to happen to me. So I immediately used a damp beauty sponge to blend out the product in my wrinkles, and then I quickly set it with the RCMA No Color Powder. So just to let you know, that is what I did. A lot of foundations tend to settle into those wrinkles, so that isn't super uncommon, but if you do have a lot of wrinkles in your skin, I definitely wanted to make that note that this foundation probably will settle. For 4 hours, I am pretty impressed so far. I definitely think the color works for me. It is a little dark, but I definitely think I was able to make it work with bronzer and whatnot. Let me know what you think of the colors. So I'm pretty happy about that. I was afraid I was gonna look like a crazy person. So I will check back with you guys in another couple hours. Guys, so I am back for my second update. It is 5 p.m. So I have been wearing this foundation for a total of 8 hours. As you can see, I am super duper oily. So I am going to blot my face with one piece of toilet paper, and we'll see how this works. And if you guys can see, some color did come off on the tissue, so this did transfer off a little bit, but not bad. I can definitely still see the foundation on my skin. This is definitely a lot oilier than I'd like to be, and I also can really notice my forehead wrinkles. Even though I did try to make up for it settling in the beginning, it is definitely looking like it has settled. So not bad, but not amazing either. Hey guys, so today I'm back for the follow-up on the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation and Brush. So today I'm going to be trying out this foundation again, but I'm going to be inserting it into my everyday routine so that I can really know how well this is going to work for me. So today I'm going to be using this foundation with a mattifying primer, a pore filling primer. I'm going to try my trick for filling in the wrinkles on my forehead. I'm going to set my face with a mattifying powder, and I will touch up throughout the day by blotting and also using a mattifying powder, and then I will update you, see how it wears in my everyday normal routine. I'm hoping this will be more helpful for me and for you. So first I'm going to be applying the Lorac Porefection Mattifying Face Primer all over. I'm thinking that this will create a really nice smooth base so that the foundation and the brush will just glide over the skin easier and blend into the skin nicer. Next, I'm going to take the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer, and I am going to use this to fill in my pores on the sides of my nose, and I also am going to apply this into the wrinkles of my forehead. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation with the brush, and we are just going to draw this right onto the skin, and it definitely does seem to just be gliding on. I do not have any resistance when trying to apply the stick to my skin. And then just to blend in the foundation, like I said yesterday, it did still blend pretty well, but I definitely do think that it is blending a lot easier because I have that primer on underneath, and that is more of a silicone primer, so I feel like it just helps the foundation glide onto the skin. It doesn't stick or pull, so I definitely think that is an improvement. This is what one layer looks like on my skin. I definitely think it looks pretty good. I am going to go back in a couple areas and apply a little bit more product so I can get more coverage. I definitely need to try out this foundation with different brushes, but this brush does work perfectly with this foundation to help blend it out and give the most coverage. So I just applied my under eye concealer and under eye setting powder. I'm going to do my little forehead wrinkle trick with my MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC15 and my Real Techniques shading brush. Let me know if you guys want a whole video on this. It seems to work pretty well for me, and I tend to do this technique on a daily basis. Now that I've done my little forehead wrinkle trick, I'm going to go in with a mattifying setting powder. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder in the shade 100 Translucent, and I'm going to apply it with this Real Techniques powder brush, just a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to set my entire face. This is not going to give added coverage because I'm not using a stiff brush. I'm just using this fluffy powder brush to help set it and hopefully help to mattify. Throughout the day, I will be blotting with one piece of toilet paper, and then I will be using a little bit of my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, which is in the transparent shade. This is my favorite touch-up powder to help soak up any excess oil. So far, applying this foundation in my everyday routine, I love it so much more with that little wrinkle reducing trick. I feel like my forehead looks super smooth. The foundation did glide onto my skin so easily because I put it over top of a primer. So all those little everyday makeup tricks that I like to use really help this foundation work even better for me. So now I'm going to see how my everyday makeup tricks will help this foundation last throughout the day. I applied this foundation at 10 a.m. It is now 5 p.m. so I've been wearing this foundation in my everyday routine for 7 hours now, and I wanted to give you my final thoughts on this foundation. So the number one question you might be asking me, do I think this foundation and brush is worth the price tag? Absolutely not. I would never be able to justify $46 for a foundation brush or a stick foundation. I do really like these, but I personally could not justify the price tag. This brush I think is fantastic. It works so well with that product to really buff and blend the foundation into the skin and give really nice full coverage. I'm going to try this out with other foundations, see how I like it. I'm happy to have another foundation brush in my collection, but I have other, a lot more inexpensive brushes that work just as well for me at applying foundation. So while I do like this, I can't recommend it for $46. So for the foundation, I actually like this more than I thought I would. I think that the color works for me pretty well. They have a huge shade selection. This glides onto the skin and blends out super easily. It did give a nice solid medium coverage for me. I love that my freckles are able to shine through, but it did cover up my redness. I really liked that natural finish. It was super pretty. And when I use my primers and my mattifying powders, I am able to make this look pretty nice on my skin. I did blot and powder after 4 hours, and then I did blot and powder right before this video, and I'm really happy with the way my skin looks. I do not like that this settles in my forehead wrinkles. I do have that issue a lot. So overall, I like this foundation. It's good. It's not amazing, mind-blowing worth $46 because it doesn't have the most long-lasting power. It doesn't have the strongest oil control, and it isn't the most full coverage. If I was able to find a foundation like that, yeah, maybe that would be worth $46, but for this foundation, it's good, but not worth the money. If this was a $25 foundation stick, then I could recommend it. I think it has a lot of great benefits to it. I definitely see myself reaching for this on more casual makeup days when I don't want to do full beat glam because this is so quick and easy to apply and blend into the skin. So overall, I think these are nice products. I really enjoy them, but I cannot justify the price tag. I think you guys can find a very, very comparable brush and foundation for a much cheaper price tag. I really hope you guys enjoyed my first impression and follow-up of the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation and Brush. I would love to know your thoughts if you've tried out this product. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.